Welcome to our Better Data-Driven Charities video guide series. In this video, we will guide you on how to import data via the HR data template and how to carry out data analytics on the Microsoft Power BI dashboard. Before you begin, ensure that your PC already has Microsoft Excel and Power BI installed. You should also download the HR management package from the Tech and Go website. The link to the website is in the description box below. From the HR management package, open the HR data template Excel file. Once opened, you may be prompted with a security warning. Click on the Enable Content button to proceed. The file has multiple tabs. The first tab contains all the instructions needed for you to import your data into the data templates. In the Getting Started section, it guides you on how you should format and store your data files. In the Data Preparation section, there is a step-by-step guide on how you can import and validate data, as well as how to copy the file path to Power BI. Last but not least, the Data Refresh section guides you on how to add new data to the existing data template. When you scroll down to the bottom of this tab, you will be able to see the data dictionary for the HR management dashboard. This dictionary lists the data items that are required for the dashboard to generate the intended charts and graphs. It also indicates other useful information on the data items like data description, whether the fields are mandatory or optional, and data format. Next, the orange tab in the data template is the Tips tab, where the FAQ section is. You may refer to this tab for useful tips on troubleshooting common issues. Finally, we are touching on the green tabs, which are our data tabs. These tabs are where you will need to import your data for the generation of the dashboard. Let's explain how these tabs work using the Employee tab. In all the data tabs, including the Employee tab, there are 4 buttons which perform different functions. The Import Multiple Data Files button imports more than one source file. This is especially useful when you wish to import data and files that span over several months or years in one shot. The Import Single Data File button imports just one data file, whereas the Validate Data button helps to validate the imported data to check for issues such as missing data, incorrect format, and more. Lastly, the Copy File Path button helps to copy the data template file location path so that you can easily paste it into Microsoft Power BI. For a quick demo, we will be clicking on the Import Single Data File button. The file selection window will appear, and we will proceed to locate and click on the data file. Once the data is imported, click on the Validate Data button. This button will validate and check for any issues with the data provided. If there is an issue with the data, cells will be highlighted in different colors to indicate the different types of issues. For this example, we have one cell highlighted in red and another in yellow. According to the table here, this means that we have one missing data and one duplicated row respectively. Some of the cells are also highlighted in green. This is because it is not mandatory to fill in the end date for staff who are still employed. We can ignore these green cells. Let's proceed to our original data file which we have imported to check and rectify them. It is always recommended to rectify data from the source. As you can see from our data file, Staff ID S2 has missing data for nationality, which is a mandatory field. And there is a duplicate row of data for Staff ID S4. We can rectify them by inserting the correct information for nationality and delete away the duplicate row for Staff ID S4. Do remember to save the data file after editing. Going back to our data template file, select all data and delete them before re-importing. Click on Import Single Data File button and select the data file which we have just updated. This time around, there are no issues with the data validation. Please do the same and import data for the rest of the data tabs. After you are done, save the data template file. Then click on Copy File Path. This file path will let Microsoft Power BI know where is the location of your data template file. The final step will be to go back to the HR management package and double-click on the HR dashboard Power BI file. Paste the path that was copied from the data template file into Input Path and click on Load. The charts and graphs generated in this HR management dashboard can help you gain insights on your employee demographics, trends, and performance, which you may use to refine your HR policies, form better staff retention and engagement strategies, or improve staff productivity. If you're keen to identify and analyze the top reasons for staff leaving, you can first filter for full-time staff data by clicking on full-time staff in the staff status pie chart, which will then display only the full-time staff's data for the entire dashboard. From here we can look closer at the turnover rate and reasons of leaving pie chart to see if there is a high turnover rate and determine what needs to be done to quickly address the issue. You can press Ctrl and click on the Clear Filter button at the top right-hand corner to clear all filters. To analyze the effectiveness of the agency's HR recruitment efforts, you can look at application conversion rate and position filled rate. You can even zoom into the details like viewing days taken to fill position either by department or category. From here we can do a deep dive and compare across to see what works and what doesn't in terms of our processes and offers. To understand more on how you can interpret each chart, click on the Chart Interpretation tab at the bottom of the screen. The Tips tab provides you with FAQ answers, where you can find out how to change the chart type, refresh data, and more. Congratulations! You have successfully imported your HR data and published it into Microsoft Power BI. You may watch the other videos from this series to learn more about the dashboards for each use case.